The next topic that we are discussing here is the accessory genital glands. Female accessory genital glands. Female have two accessory genital glands. The one is Bartholin's gland and the next one is glands of Skene. Glands of Skene, otherwise known as para-urethral gland. Glands of Skene, otherwise known as para-urethral glands. These glands are homologous to the prostate gland of male. Okay, these glands are homologous to the prostate glands of the male and present in the urethral orifice. Orifice means opening. So numerous minute para-urethral gland or glands of Skene homologous to prostate of man are present around the urethral orifice. Urethral orifice means opening. On either side of the vaginal orifice contain Bartholin's gland. The another name of Bartholin's gland is greater vestibular gland. Greater vestibular gland. The function of this Bartholin's gland is lubrication, which help in lubrication. Okay, so this Bartholin gland is correspondence to the bulbourethral gland of male. Bartholin gland is corresponds to the bulbourethral gland of male, and the gland of Skene is corresponds to the or homologous to the prostate gland of the male. Next, discussing female external genitalia. The female external genitalia include mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, clitoris. The external genitalia are collectively called vulva. Mons pubis is the cushion of folds of tissue which cover by skin and pubic hair. And labia majora are fleshy folds of tissue which extend down from the mons pubis and surrounds the vaginal opening. Labia minora are paired folds of tissue under the labia majora and surround the urethral and vaginal orifice. Clitoris is the female, that is homologous to the penis. The erectile structure located at the top of the vulva. Okay. The next portion is hymen. The opening of the vagina is then covered partially by a thin layer of mucous membrane called hymen. It often gets ruptured during vigorous physical exercise. In some, it persists even after coitus. In fact, the presence or absence of hymen is not reliable indicator of virginity or sexual experience. Got it? The hymen is otherwise known as maiden head. Hymen is a membrane which partially covers the vaginal opening. It's often torn the first coitus. It can also be broken by a sudden fall or jolt insertion of a vaginal tampon, active participation in some sports items, etc. In women, the hymen persists even after coitus. So the hymen is not a reliable indicator of virginity. Next we are discussing that is mammary glands. Mammary glands. We are mammalia because of the presence of mammary glands. Mammary glands are modified sweat glands. These producing milk are the characteristics of the female mammals. Each mammary gland is composed of 15 to 20 mammary lobes. Okay, that is divided by adipose tissue. Each lobe is subdivided into lobules which contain the glandular alveoli that secrete milk. The clustered alveoli secrete milk into the series of the secondary tubules. These tubules converge to form mammary duct. Several mammary ducts join to form a widened mammary ampulla, which in turn converts to form a lactiferous duct that drains at the tip of the nipple. A circular pigmented area called areola is present around it. So mammary glands are the rounded structure present on the ventral thoracic wall. It's a paired and contains glandular tissue and fat. It contains 15 to 20 mammary lobes with alveoli. The cells of the alveoli secrete milk, which is stored in the cavities of the alveoli. The alveoli are opened into the mammary tubules. Tubules of each lobe join to form mammary duct, which unite to form a wider mammary ampulla, which is connected to the lactiferous duct, through which milk is sucked out. Mammary glands are the compound, saccular and modified sweat glands. Okay, the secretion of the milk is occurred by the hormonal action of the prolactin and the oxytocin. The growth and maintenance and functions of the female reproductive system or female reproductive organs are under the control of different hormones. GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone by the hypothalamus, stimulate the secretion of FSH and LH from the anterior pituitary. FSH stimulate the growth of the ovarian follicles and the production of estrogen, and the LH stimulate the ovulation. Later classes we will discuss what is the ovarian follicle, what is ovulation. Okay, and it stimulates the formation of the corpus luteum and the secretion of the progesterone. Rising level of progesterone inhibit the releasing of GnRH. Okay, FSH is controlled by inhibin. Here the GnRH level is controlled by the progesterone. Later next classes we will discuss the functioning of the corpus luteum, progesterone and the ovulation, all the process. So I hope all you can understand the female accessory genital glands and the female external genitalia, mammary glands and hormonal control of female. Thank you.